night at Awaken Youth Live. It's so good to have you guys here in different ways in this season. I have a couple of things to let you guys know about, so here's what's up. First thing I want to let you guys know about is every single week we meet as a youth, as a group, as young adults, as leaders. We're meeting every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock, and it might be on YouTube, it might be on Zoom, but I'll make sure to let you know every time before it happens what's going on, when it's happening, what it's going to look like. And honestly, we do hope that soon we can be together in a different way, socially distanced, maybe outside, maybe having a barbecue, maybe having a movie night. We're going to talk about that soon as leaders and come up with a plan so that moving ahead into summer we can have some fun times together, even if it means we're a bit socially distanced. So stay tuned for that. Otherwise, if you guys want to get connected, there's a lot of different ways to do that. You guys can come to Tuesday nights, but you can also come to our Awaken Pursuit night. Every Sunday night at 7 o'clock, we're going to be on Zoom, going to the book of John. We're going to finish up John chapter 15 this week. So come on out, join us for that. It's going to be a good time. We laugh, we have fun, we hang out, we talk about the Bible. It's a great time. You got to be there. It's sweet. The other thing that's coming up this next month is we have our Awaken Tony Awards. And I don't even know what that means, but it's going to be all about making movies. And so the movie that we want you guys to make is actually going to be spy themed. And so whatever it looks like for you, maybe dress up in your best suit, come up with this super cool storyline, make it 5 minutes or less if you're able to. And then we're going to have a movie night. We're going to watch all these movies together at the end of June. And we're going to have awards. We're going to have awards for the best dress. We're going to have awards for the funniest movie. We're going to have awards for the best actor, best supporting actor, and so on. And so make your movies the next couple of weeks. Submit them to me before June 30th so we can have them ready. And just have fun with it. It's a great time to be outside and to make videos and to be creative. And so do it up. It's fun. It's awesome. The other way you guys connect every week is our weekend challenge and our Me Mondays. If you guys didn't know already, we've been doing a weekend challenge for the past couple weeks, and every Tuesday night from our Awaken morning show, K-Dog, or I guess KMAC now, is going to be issuing a challenge. And so this week was the 300 milliliters of milk as fast as you can challenge. And so this next week, we'll see what's going on. Stay tuned as Kyler or KMAC is going to let us know in a little bit here. Otherwise, we also have the Me Mondays, as I said, and every Monday we're going to be posting a picture on Instagram or Facebook. If you don't have those, let me know and I can send you the picture directly, and you can caption it and you can send it in with your caption, and the best one is going to get an Awaken snack pack. That's right, you're going to get some goodies. You're going to get some pops, some sugar sticks, a push pop, and some other stuff as well. So you guys want to get your name entered into that and get your caption made up so that you guys can win. It's good. I know a few of you guys have already got a snack pack and they're pretty glorious. Otherwise, for the weekend challenge, if you do win that, as we vote on it every Tuesday night, you get your name entered into a draw. You get your name entered into a draw to win $60 of free registration for either History Maker, Pulse, or any other event that is of equal or lesser value. Guys, thanks so much for joining us. I hope that you guys have a great rest of your night. Tune in. If you have any questions about how YouTube works or Zoom, just let me know. Type it in the chat, the live chat, whatever it is. Have fun. Stay tuned. Hope you have a good rest of your night.
So I don't know if you want to... Welcome, everyone, to the Awaken Morning Show. I am your host, KMAC, and with me tonight we have a very special guest.
Hello.
His name is Adam.
I'm Adam. Hello.
He's just Adam.
Yes.
Nothing different.
That's it.
A-D-A-M.
That's it.
Adam.
Yes.
Couldn't think of another name.
That's
okay.
Yeah.
We're going to get right into it, and tonight we're going to start off by introducing to you our sponsors. Tonight we have a very special sponsor, Diana Sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Premium barbecue sauce. It's absolutely delicious.
Oh, fantastic. I got honey garlic. What do you got?
I have the original. You have honey garlic? Or experimenting with all different flavors.
Really good.
Diana sauce. It tastes great, and it works. No brown cows were hurt in the making of Diana sauce. So as usual, throughout the night, we're going to do a few things. We're going to do some quick Q&A. So if you guys have questions, just shoot them into the chat starting now. Just as soon as you can, we'll answer them a little bit later tonight. And if you guys have submissions for our meme format, which tonight is Outstanding Move. Do we have a picture of that we can put up? This is our meme format tonight. We want you to come up with a caption to fit this meme. Me and Adam have a caption, which we'll share with you once we get to it. But for now, we're gonna ask Adam a few questions. So Adam, tell us your origin story. Where did you come from? Where did it all begin for you?
Okay, so well, it all kind of started in the backwoods of somewhere around Alberta there, and I was found out in the boonies by a young Antonio Banderas.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very special moment for me, especially because it's where I got started, and he gave me his old ukulele, and I still have it. I can't play, but I still have it.
That's
yeah,
okay.
Yeah. He said the words, "Buenos dias, amigo," and I don't know Spanish, but it was a very special moment.
Probably means drink milk or something.
That would make sense.
That's good life advice.
Yeah. But from there, I moved into a penthouse in New York.
Oh, wow.
There, I eat a lot of bagels.
Bagels are good.
I love bagels.
What's your favorite type of bagel, Adam?
Ooh, I like the 3 cheese, especially when you get a little sausage in there and a little bit of egg, especially if it's coming from a place called Tim Hortons. It's really good.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Not sponsored.
Tim Hortons should pay us money for that. That's right, we just talked you up. So we invited you to come on the show a few days ago, and I just for like the fans and any potential future guests out there, we want to kind of know what your reaction was like to getting asked to come on to the Awaken Morning Show. This is a pretty big deal, guys. So I just kind of want to know your reaction and how you responded when you got the call asking you to come on out.
Okay. Well, first of all, I'm honored. Thank you.
Always, yes.
Always. No, I was very excited when I got the phone call from KMAC here. He reached out, and I was like, "Hey, this is a great opportunity for me to, get out and back into the world." And yeah, I like the exposure. It's really fun to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Diana sauce. It tastes great, and it works. No brown cows were hurt in the making of this Diana sauce.
Delicious.
So we had a little bit of a game that we prepared for tonight, which we are kind of stealing from the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. Also not sponsored. They should pay us for that too. It's called the Whisper Challenge, and it's a really fun game. I'll describe for you how it works. We have a set of headphones here, which I'm gonna play music through for Adam, and it's gonna be loud, so he can't hear what I'm saying. All right, so you take the headphones. I'll get this music ready to go for you. And I'm going to say a phrase, and you, with the headphones, have to try and decipher what I'm saying. Yeah, and then you talk back to me and you tell me what you think I'm saying. Does that make sense? All right, ready? We'll just do a little test first. How can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Turn down my mic volume, please, a little. Is it down a little? Can you still hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
How do you like your bread in the mornings?
I have no idea what you're saying.
That's perfect. That's what we want. All right. I have a little phrase for you here tonight, Adam. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Asparagus warriors.
I have no idea.
Asparagus warriors.
One more time.
Asparagus warriors.
Exploding farts.
Asparagus warriors.
I have no idea.
You just got to guess. Asparagus warriors.
Warrior? Is that one of the words?
That's one of the words. That's the
yes.
second word.
Okay.
You got the second word.
Okay.
Asparagus warriors.
Asparagus warriors.
Yes, he did
Yeah.
it. Ding. Good job, Adam. That was our words for tonight. Was asparagus word. You can take them off. Good job. Those were our words for tonight. Was the asparagus warrior.
That's really hard.
It was a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed that. But now we're going to go back to our meme. So if you guys have captions for that outstanding move meme, please just send them into chat. We're going to take a look at them here. We're really quite curious to see what you guys have come up with. So in the meantime, though, Adam and I will continue to talk. So Adam, if you could identify yourself with one type of fish, which type of fish would it be and why?
That's a pretty hard question. I would have to go with a salmon because you move around a lot, very eventful life, and yeah, I mean, I feel like you'd be all over the place, and it'd just be a really good time to be a salmon.
Wow, that was deep. I was not sure how to respond to that, but thank you.
Yeah.
But we do have some meme captions in. So our first caption for the meme outstanding move is from Shauna when she says,
Nice.
"When the bad student is correct."
Nice. Hate when that happens.
We have one from Alex which says, "When you do the better move than the old guy that played chess his whole life." Outstanding move.
I like that. I like beating old men at chess. It's a rare occasion.
And we have one from John Rowett, which gets a little political.
Oh boy.
Caleb, do I have permission?
Let's do it.
I do not have permission to share that one from John Rowett. But thank you for your submission. Me and Adam actually have a submission each.
Yes.
So Adam, if you want to share your submission with the crowd, I would love that.
Okay.
I would like it a lot if you did that.
All right.
That would be cool.
I
You-
look forward
You
to
should
sharing
probably
with the
do
group.
that. Would you like to
would love
share?
to, yes.
Please share with us.
Thank you.
Okay, go right ahead. Whenever you're ready.
I'm ready.
Yeah, any time now.
Okay.
Just go today.
Okay.
Okay, begin to
Okay.
share, please.
So, my meme, captain here. When your mom takes your Xbox, so you steal her oven door. Outstanding move.
Outstanding move. I also came up with one. I don't think it's quite as good as Adam's, but when your owner says he's taking you for a walk, but then takes you to the vet, so you eat his favorite shoes.
Ah, nice.
Outstanding move.
Outstanding. Outstanding.
Looks like we actually have another submission from Caleb Seitzma.
Ooh, yeah.
when you cheat and the old guy doesn't realize it?
Outstanding move.
Outstanding move.
Outstanding move.
I'm assuming the old guy that they're all talking about is the guy in the actual meme.
That would make
The
sense.
bald guy who speaks a completely random language. I've looked it up. I have no idea how he talks.
I like that.
It kind of sounds like a terrible computer sound. He's like,
Really
all right,
good.
so let's go back and we'll number them for you if you want to vote in chat for your favorite meme caption. So number 1, we have Shauna, when the bad student is correct. Number 2, we have Alex, when you do the better move than the old guy that played chess his whole life. That's number
I like that
2,
one.
or you can just vote for Alex. Number 3 is from Caleb, when you cheat and the old guy doesn't realize it. Number 4 is from Adam, when your mom takes your Xbox so you take her oven door. Number 5 is from myself, when your owner says he's taking you for a walk, but then takes you to the vet so you eat his favorite shoes.
I like that one.
And I think we have one final submission, or
number
2.
6.
We have 2 more submissions.
6 and 7.
So you can vote also for Kylie, when you offer to pray right before your pastor calls on you to pray. Outstanding move. Wow. Just feeding it right to Caleb there, Kylie.
Really
Thank
good.
you. And looks like we have one from Cher.
Oh boy.
When your kid lips you off, so you take away their driving privileges.
That has never happened.
It's never?
Share.
Spreading fake news.
She must have some wild children.
Cameron, that guy.
Cam.
Oh my goodness.
I met him once. I couldn't handle it.
Yeah. Anyway, vote on those ones in chat on who you thought was your favorite. We'll tally them up in a minute, but first we just want to remind you about the great thing that is Diana sauce, premium barbecue sauce. It tastes great and it works. No
that
brown
Diana
cow's word in the making of this Diana sauce.
Love that barbecue sauce.
So the votes are coming in. And what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, how many of those are the same? 1, 2, 3 votes for Adam. And 1, 2, 3, 4 votes for Cher.
Shoot. That Cher. It's beating me.
Unless someone wants to make a random last-minute change to the voting and vote for someone else right now.
Are you allowed to vote for yourself?
Caleb, you already voted for Adam. You can't do it again.
Shoot. Good try.
Wow, our official YouTube channel voted for Cher. That might be an executive decision there. So tonight for our winner of the Outstanding Meme Challenge is when your kid lips you off so you take away his driving privileges.
Congratulations, Cher.
Congratulations, Cher. We're proud of you.
Yes.
You can have a cookie or something that you supply for yourself, because we don't do that. At this point in our night, we'd like to do a little Q&A. So you guys have done Q&A with me before, but Adam has never been here. So if anyone in the chat has questions for Adam, feel free to shoot them into the chat, and we'll answer them. You can also ask me questions.
What do you guys got?
So far, we have no questions.
Seems that way, based on what happened.
Yeah. Someone asked, why are we drinking barbecue sauce? Because it's Diana sauce. It's premium barbecue sauce. It tastes great, and it works.
Cheers, you know?
And yes, we are actually drinking it. I don't know if you can tell that these are getting lower.
I'm about a quarter way done. Well,
Yeah.
maybe not quite.
It's really a difficult task to chug barbecue sauce. I don't know if you've ever done it.
It's burning.
But we have a question coming in for Adam from one Kylie Lafleur.
I'm ready. What do
For
you got?
Adam, what's your favorite youth group memory?
Oh, let's see. That is a hard one. A fond memory of mine, I believe it was at the Prince George swimming pool. We had one Avery Drucker in our group. and a rather large child jumped off the high dive,
The 5 meter.
the 5 meter,
I remember this.
and landed on top of Avery because he decided that it was a great idea to swim underneath the 5 meter high dive. It did not turn out the way he planned.
We just want to make it really clear that neither Avery or the child were damaged in the process.
No, there
We
was a
don't
spine board, but he ended up being just fine. So
Yeah, the people there were very professional about it, checked him out
very
right
good.
away, and it was
so now
all
we,
good
we
in
have,
the end.
we have
Nothing
permission to
happened.
laugh
Child
about
wasn't.
It. Yes, it was really good.
Yeah, it all turned out really good. No one was hurt in the process. No brown cows were hurt in the making of these Avery jokes.
It's quite wild.
Do we have any more question? Adam, what's your favorite school memory? Shauna would like to know.
Ooh, school memory. Let's see. Well, that's hard.
Is it about me? Is it about me?
I don't know. I got a lot of good memories from school.
You sure it's not about me?
Maybe. I don't know. It's hard
What's
to
your
name,
favorite school memory?
It's hard to name one. I really liked hanging out with the boys at lunch hour and hitting dawns. And one of my very best memories though is with a guy named Ethan Smith going to Timmy's and grabbing the old bagels there. He did punch me in the face once. Yes,
That did happen.
That was.
You guys were watching Frozen,
We were watching
I believe.
Frozen. Yes, that's
Frozen,
what it was.
right?
Tried to wake him up. He wasn't too happy about it.
Yeah, don't wake Ethan Smith up after he fell asleep watching Frozen. There's no deeper sleep for a man than when he falls asleep watching Frozen.
Really good. Yeah.
Do not awake him.
Can't wait for another bagel run with that guy.
All right, but we do have another question. Question for both, again from Kylie. Ooh. What is the hardest thing about becoming an adult? To both of us.
That's a hard question.
The lack of information about taxes.
I did not know what a mortgage was.
School doesn't teach you anything about taxes.
It really doesn't. And okay, what is a mortgage? I only recently learned what a mortgage was. I'm not even I'm talking 3 weeks ago kind of thing.
What's a mortgage? Explain for the kids.
It's basically a loan from the bank, kind of, and you make payments on it so you can own a house kind of deal. I was right.
Yeah,
so
yeah. Good job, Adam.
Yeah.
Give him a round of applause at your home.
I'm not the greatest with numbers, but.
But 2 + 2 = 5.
Yeah. Okay. Any more questions or?
I guess I'm supposed to. That counts as me answering, yeah? Do we have a more serious answer? Hardest thing about becoming an adult? I feel like for me it's different because I plan on moving halfway across the country.
That could be hard.
Could be hard. Gonna be very on my own. Just kind of thrown in. It's like a bird leaving the nest, except for I'm just kind of falling. Just
Hopefully near the end.
Oh wait, there's no nest underneath my feet. I'm nearing the ground really fast.
Yeah, there's a kind of bird actually. They jump off the cliff to try and follow their mother, and most of them end up dying. Actually, it's quite sad.
Oh,
yeah.
Thank you for
But anyway,
that. Anyway,
hopefully that doesn't happen to you. Good luck, Kyler.
Do we have? What's one piece of advice you would give younger youth? It's going to be our last question here tonight in the Q&A. Serious answer. Wow, this is just really on the spot. Really take advantage of the moments that you have, especially with this youth.
Yes.
Because
before long, it will all be gone.
I'm not sponsored by Awaken Youth, so they're not paying me to do this. Caleb's sponsor. Thank you. But the people here are actually really great.
Amazing.
And like Pastor Caleb's going to be there for you. He's going to care about you, and he'll be a great friend for you. So take advantage of the opportunities that you have to come to youth, to be part of a community and a group, because it's really helpful spiritually, emotionally, to just be a part of something like that, and it'll help you out a lot.
Like that.
Got anything to add?
Yeah, I mean, the youth group's kind of like a second family, you know? A lot of great people, like Kyler said, and yeah, I look forward to the Tuesday nights, just seeing everybody, and yeah, I can't wait till we can get back to that, but yeah, it's a really good time, you know, whether we're doing a Bible study or we're, you know, doing stuff like this, it's a really good time, and yeah, a lot of great people, and it's really good.
For sure. Now, that'll do it for our Q&A tonight. We're going to go into our weekend challenge here, but first, we just want to remind you about Diana sauce, premium barbecue sauce. It tastes great, and it works.
It works so well.
No brown cows were hurt in the making of this Diana sauce. Now, last week, we issued a weekend challenge to you, which was to drink 300 milliliters of milk the fastest. Whoever could do it the fastest was going to win this weekend challenge. I don't believe we got a ton of submissions, but we do have a video for you here of one of the submissions if we want to go into that.
Let's do it.
Hey guys! Welcome to this week's 300 milliliter milk challenge. For this challenge, I will be chugging 300 milliliters, that's right there on this cup, of milk as fast as I can, and I will win. So let's get some milk in this jug. Oh, that's plenty. Yeah, I think that's enough. Okay. And now, folks, you have 300 milliliters in this, and it's got this handy spout too. Put it right back, right? So,
Got it.
Austin, you okay?
We did it.
We did it! Hey guys, we just wanted to make this video. We've been getting a lot of questions and comments on previous videos, and we just want to let you know no brown cows were hurt in the making of this video. And we also wanted to remind you to click the like button down below.
And don't forget to subscribe.
And don't forget to vote. See you guys next week.
Good job to Austin and Jordan in that video. I wasn't allowed to participate, but those are my siblings, in case you are unaware.
Wild.
My very interesting siblings. Shout out to Amy Babawi for filming the video.
Really good.
Really good job on that. So they're gonna win our weekend challenge for this past weekend, which means they get their name entered into a draw for a $60 that goes credit towards a youth event.
$60?
$60.
That seems like a lot of money.
That's like twice as much as $30.
That's like
Think about
three
that.
times more than $20.
That's like 6 times $10.
I can't do any more math.
So yeah,
Yes.
for this next weekend, we're going to issue another challenge here, which I think we should just be classic, and we're going to do the saltine cracker challenge, and try and eat as many saltine crackers as you can in a minute. The goal is 6. If you can do 6, just stop there, please. Please just stop there.
This might
If you
turn
can,
into a
if you
health
can make
hazard.
it that far, just quit while you're ahead, because most people won't. So we want to see how many saltine crackers you can eat in a minute. Please don't hurt yourself with this challenge.
It's harder than you think.
It's a lot harder
Disclaimer.
than you think. I think I
Yes.
tried and I got like 3.
Yeah, it's hard to make it past 3 or 4.
Yeah, it's a tricky one.
Oh, and
But-
you're not allowed to drink anything in between. It's saltine crackers only during that 1 minute section. So,
Yeah,
Just
no,
a little thing. Not allowed to wash it down with anything.
Yeah, no drinking water.
Washing down crackers with more crackers.
So yeah, guys, please participate in these challenges. They're a lot of fun, and there is a reward. There is $60, which goes towards youth
$60.
events in the future, which could be History Maker, it could be Paul's, which takes a big chunk out of those and is really helpful. So yeah, make sure you participate in those because there's a solid chunk of money on the line.
For sure.
We're going to transition our night. We are going to go into a time of worship and a sermon here.
Really
but
good.
before we go, we just want to remind you about Diana sauce. Premium barbecue sauce. It tastes great, and it works.
Cheers.
No brown cows were hurt in the making of this Diana sauce.
Check. You guys ready? Don't click it, but just click it. Should make it got it? Perfect. Awesome. It's good to see you guys. Thanks for joining us. I'll put my hat backwards so you can see my face. There we go. This is awesome. So I just encourage you guys, wherever you're at tonight, join us as we worship. Join us as we sing. The slides should be at the bottom right. And if they're not, we'll fix it, but they should be there in a second. We're going to sing Look to the Sun, One Thing Remains, and I Surrender. And the first song's in the key of C, then the key of G, and the key of C if you want to play at home. There you go. Let's do this, boys. 1, 2, 3, 4.
See I surrender. I want to know you. I want to know you. I surrender. I surrender. I want to know you. I want to know you. Jesus. Lord, we thank you for this time. We thank you for who you are. Lord, we pray tonight as we're in our rooms, in our houses, wherever we're at. Lord, I pray that you would help us, God, to realize that there's nothing more important than surrendering our lives to you. And that through that, Lord, you're going to come like a rushing wind, like a mighty wave, and you're going to transform our lives. You're going to transform our community, our family, our friends. But it starts with us, Lord. And I pray that tonight, wherever we're at this evening, Lord, that we would choose tonight, tomorrow, every single day to surrender to you. Jesus, we come before you tonight. We pray that you speak to us as we listen to this sermon, Lord, and that you'd help us to dig in, Lord, and to listen to what you're saying to us tonight, maybe about where we're at, what's going on, maybe stuff that's going on in our own lives tonight. God, we love you. We thank you for this time. I pray, even though it's a little bit different, that we'd still be able to engage, take notes, whatever it is that we need to do to focus tonight. In your name we pray. Amen. Watch this sermon video with me, and then afterwards I'll kind of close this off, and then we'll meet up on Zoom for a bit of a small group time.
So, when you don't know how to do something, how to fix something, or how something works, what do? Ask a teacher? Ask your parents? Ask your friends? Ask someone you really know and trust? No! You go to the internet and ask some randos. But I'm not talking about creeps here, I hope. No, I mean the people of the internet! You know, those people who make how-to videos. Because chances are, if you're trying to figure out something, someone on the internet has already figured it out for you. Things like, how do I unsend a text? No. How do I do a winged eyeliner? How do I get rid of the zit by Friday night? How do I get out of gym class? How do I screen cap Snapchat without getting caught? They'll never know. But then there are things in life that don't have an easy fix, that don't have a simple solution, that don't have a how-to video. Things like what to do when you have problems with family, or when it seems like you have no control in your life, or what to do when someone has done something to you. I mean, clearly, they gotta go. The truth is, there's a lot of life that doesn't have a solution you can just find online. So how do you know what to do when you don't know what to do?
One of my all-time favorite movies is Kung Fu Panda. Am I right or am I right? Okay, you may have watched that as a kid. It's not just a great movie, it's a great trilogy. And one of the things that makes it so great is Po, played by Jack Black. Po is awesome. In fact, for a lot of us, that's probably one of the reasons why we love some of our favorite movies, is because of how much we like the main characters. Producers create characters that you and I can get attached to, and a lot of times by giving us a deeper look into both the good and the bad parts of their life. And when we can see both of those things, it helps us feel for them. It makes us care about what happens to them, and it helps us like them so much more. And it's because we realize that, you know, they're like us. They're not perfect, and their life isn't either. And that's why I love Po, okay? See, movies often show us some of what happens in a character's life by creating what they call a backstory, which is a way of letting us know some of the things that may have happened to the main character before we get to the current moment. For example, maybe a movie centers around a dad saving his daughter, but the backstory shows us that their relationship had a lot of brokenness in the past. Or maybe the movie centers around a superhero defeating his greatest enemy, but we discover in the backstory that they used to be great friends before something divided their relationship. See, understanding the backstory helps make a story more complex to us, and more interesting to us, and more compelling to us. But sometimes, introducing these things can seem kind of random. Like when the dad is in the middle of a chase to find his daughter's kidnappers, and suddenly the movie flashes back to a scene where he and his daughter are arguing in the kitchen. You want to be like, wait a minute, like what? Like, what does that have to do with anything? What does that have to do with what's going on right now? Then as the movie goes on, it all starts to connect and make sense. There was something more going on with that fight in the kitchen. See, we see or have these moments when we're watching a movie, but chances are that you've also felt that way just living your own life. Like, there are moments in our real life stories that make us ask the same questions because we get a plot twist, because there's conflict going on, because something hits us out of nowhere and we're like, what's happening? Like, what is the point of me going through this? We're talking about difficulties. We're talking about pain and struggle and problems, the things that will be a part of our backstory one day. But as for now, they're in our current story. For some of you, they're in your story right now. And when we're in the middle of them, they make us feel overwhelmed, powerless, and sometimes even make us want to just give up entirely. And in this series, What to Do When You Don't Know What to Do, which I will give you is a long title, we've been talking about exactly what the title suggests. What to do when you and I do not know what to do. And today we are talking about what to do with our difficulties, our pain, and our struggles. And maybe more than anything else, these things can leave us not knowing what to do. But before we can even ask the question, what do I do? We often ask ourselves just why in general? Why is this happening to me? Why am I going through this? Why is this happening right now? Just like a movie that flashes back to a scene that doesn't seem to make any sense at the moment, difficulties can make us feel the same way. Difficulties, they often feel random. Sometimes they feel pointless or feel completely unnecessary. Sometimes we see the point after the fact when it's part of our backstory, but we don't see it right now. For example, maybe you have a broken friendship, but looking back, you realize that the friendship, well, it led you to make some bad decisions. In fact, you may not even have liked that version of yourself very much when you were in that friendship. So even though it felt bad at the time, you're now actually glad that it happened. Sometimes we even see the point in the moment while the difficulties are actually happening. For example, maybe you found yourself struggling in a class and it was on you. You weren't putting in the effort. You got called out by your teacher and all of a sudden there was a lot of heat on you to get your grade up in that class. So even though it wasn't fun, you knew having someone else tell you what you already knew was what you needed. So sometimes we see it looking back, sometimes we see it in the moment, but most of the time, things that don't feel good just seem pointless. Like if your mom or dad loses their job, and that means your family has less money, which means you can't buy some of the things you're used to buying, or your parents are having a hard time making ends meet, and life for your family gets way harder. It's like, why? What is the point of that? I mean, there could be a million examples of this, but the point is we've all had an experience that hurts and feels pointless in the moment. Whether it was not making a team, not getting the part in the musical, going through drama with friends or family, we've all asked ourselves, why me, when we go through these things? And if you're like me, there's usually not many good answers in the moment. And what's worse, in real life, unlike the movies, our difficult circumstances usually don't get a pretty bow tied on them as we walk through them. It's not like the credits roll and everybody's happy and everyone lives happily ever after. It doesn't always work like that in real life. The outcome may not turn out how we want them to. And in those times, it can be really difficult for us to see any point behind our pain, to find hope despite the hurt, or to find the determination to keep going despite the difficulties. But here's the good news. When we find life confusing or difficult, we can actually learn what we can do by looking at people who have handled similar situations. That's actually an incredible tool for us when we're in the middle of difficulties. And that, my friends, brings us back to the life of Joseph. See, we've been looking at some events in Joseph's life. The account of his journey is found in the Old Testament of the Bible, which basically means he lived before Jesus walked the earth. And here's a recap. Joseph was sold into slavery by his own brothers. He was taken to a foreign land, which was Egypt, where he was forced to work for a high-powered official. Then he was falsely accused of doing something he didn't do and was thrown into prison. Okay, so from free man to slave to prisoner. If anyone had earned the right to ask, what is the point? Why is all of this happening to me? It was Joseph. And that's where we pick up. Joseph is in jail for a crime he didn't commit. And in jail, he makes some new friends. Check it out. Sometime later, the cupbearer and the baker of the king of Egypt offended their master, the king of Egypt. Pharaoh, who was the king of Egypt, was angry with his two officials, the chief cupbearer and the chief baker, and put them in custody in the house of the captain of the guard in the same prison where Joseph was confined. So Pharaoh is the boss of all of Egypt. If he got mad at you and wanted you thrown into prison, that's where you'd go, even if you hadn't done anything wrong or illegal. And that's what happened to these two guys. They were thrown into prison with Joseph. The story continues. After they had been in custody for some time, each of the two men, the cupbearer and the baker of the king of Egypt, who were being held in prison, had a dream the same night, and each dream had a meaning of its own. When Joseph came to them the next morning, he saw that they were dejected. So he asked Pharaoh's officials who were in custody with him in his master's house, "Why do you look so sad today?" "We both had dreams," they answered, "but there is no one to interpret them." Then Joseph said to them, "Do not interpretations belong to God? Tell me your dreams." Okay, so there is a lot happening here. Remember, Joseph is in prison for a crime he didn't commit, and even in this really difficult situation, Joseph continues to honor God. The men told Joseph their dreams, and with God's help, Joseph told them what they meant. And then what Joseph said would happen actually happened. Based on the dream the chief cupbearer had, Joseph said that he would be restored to a favorable position, and he was. As for the chief baker, Joseph said he would not have the same luck, and he didn't. It would have made some sense for the cupbearer to speak up and say, "Thank you, Mr. Pharaoh, for restoring my position. I just want you to know that I was locked up with this guy who interpreted my dream to perfection. I know you have dreams that you need interpreted from time to time, so you may want to think about getting this dude on staff ASAP." But that's not what happens. The story tells us the cupbearer forgot about Joseph altogether. He got out of jail and he went on with his life. Ouch, okay? But over time, as Joseph was waiting in jail for his friend to remember him, he realized that not only did his friend forget him, what he did to help his friend didn't help his situation at all. I'm sure he was tempted to wonder, what was the point of all that? Like, that seemed like God was intervening to get me out of here, and it didn't help my life get any better at all. Like, has God forgotten about me? I thought that I did what was right, and I'm still here in jail for something a crime I didn't commit in the first place. I would be frustrated. But then, 2 years later, Pharaoh had two dreams that troubled him. He desperately searched for someone on his staff who could interpret them, but no one could. And that's when the cupbearer remembered Joseph. So Pharaoh called for Joseph, who interpreted the dream with incredible accuracy. And as a result, eventually Joseph was made second in charge of all of Egypt. And under Joseph's leadership, Egypt survived a terrible famine, would eventually put Egypt in a position to save Joseph's family and other people from his homeland who were suffering from the famine. It was 2 full years before the cupbearer even remembered Joseph. And even when Joseph was promoted to a position of incredible power, he was still living in a foreign land. So it wasn't like Joseph was able to go home as a free man. And Joseph was still second in command under Pharaoh, which meant that if Pharaoh was having a bad day and decided that he wanted Joseph dead, he could snap his fingers and make it happen. So no, this did not make Joseph's life perfect, not even close. But when we see the big picture and understand the context to this backstory, we see that Joseph's challenging circumstances uniquely positioned him to do something great. Joseph, however, still had to wait 2 years. All the good things that happened in Joseph's world didn't make those bad things okay, and they didn't make those 2 years seem to go any faster. Being promoted to second in command didn't undo the challenges he faced leading up to that, but at the same time, those difficult circumstances positioned him and prepared him for something great, something only he could do. And the same is true for you and me. Difficult things can happen in your life, and it's important to remember that God does not cause hard things to happen. Because of sin, things happen that aren't fair, that don't make sense, and sometimes things that you should never have to deal with. But God can take those things and use them for something so much greater than you can see. And we know that in all things, God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to his purpose. It may not seem to make things all better, and it may not even make sense yet, but God is in the business of taking our hurt, difficulties, and pain and giving them a purpose and giving them a meaning. In other words, when you don't know what to do, remember that your problems can position you for a purpose. Let me say that again. When you don't know what to do, remember that your problems can position you for a purpose. This doesn't mean we can tie a bow on all challenging things. It doesn't mean everything will be fixed and go back to being how it was before everything bad happened. It just means that we can leave room for God to tell a new story in our difficult circumstances. It means we can have confidence in God's ability to redeem things, to know that good can come from bad. It means that the bad stuff doesn't get the last word. The worst things we experience aren't the end of our story. In fact, they could be part of something more, another greater purpose that we wouldn't have been able to see otherwise. So when we go through pain and we can't see the purpose yet, here are some things that I believe can help us get a bigger perspective. And the first thing is to remember that no one else has your life story. Your difficult circumstances are not fun, but they are unique to you. They put you in a position to learn and to grow and discover things that no one else can. God is using your tough stuff to shape you into the beautiful, unique person that he wants you to become. And that's not gonna make it any easier, but it may give you a perspective outside of the pain. And another thing is to remember that your story can interact with others. Although no one else has your life story, many people do face similar circumstances. And listen, you could be a voice to help them through their own challenges and pain, a help you would not have been able to give if you hadn't gone through it yourself. So when you go through family drama, you can help people who are going through family drama. When you go through a hard breakup, you can understand how someone else feels when they're going through a hard breakup. When you deal with a sickness, an illness, or an injury, you can relate to people who are going through the same thing. When you have doubts and questions in your faith, you can show grace and compassion to people who are asking questions of their own. You can become a person who looks around, sees other people's struggles, and says, "Oh, you feel that? Yeah, me too. Oh, you've experienced that? Yep, I've been there. Can I tell you my experience? Can I share kind of what helped bring me through that?" The truth is, the next best thing to having something fixed for us is having someone who has been through it too. Having someone who has been through it walk alongside our mess with us. And look, when we can be that voice of encouragement for someone else because of our experiences, that is a real win. One that gives our pain some perspective and some purpose. Do not miss the power in that. Joseph went through pain that felt pointless. But when we see his backstory, we see that God used his problems and positioned him for a purpose. His unique experiences put him in a role that only he could fill. But it didn't feel good in the moment. No, it was difficult. But he held on to God. He relied on God's strength, and he trusted that God saw the bigger picture. And he allowed the struggles and difficulties of Joseph's life to uniquely position him to be used by God. It didn't mean they went away, but it meant he knew there was more to what he was experiencing than what he saw where he was. And the same is true for you, and the same is true for me. And listen, the same is true for the people around us.
I'm just hiding. Here we go. Good. Awesome. Guys, thanks for joining us tonight here at Awaken. We appreciate you tuning in and being a part of what's going on. And so we just encourage you to join us now as we go on to Zoom. I'm going to open it up in 30 seconds from right now. So join us in 30 seconds. I'm just going to quickly pray for you guys, and we'll see you on Zoom. God, thank you for each and every one of these guys. Pray that you help us have a good night, good rest of the week. Help us to have fun doing the weekend challenges, the memes every week, and to really continue to join and connect in with what's going on here every week at Awaken Youth. God, we love you, we thank you, and we pray this in Jesus' name. Amen. Guys, thanks for joining us. Have a good night.